All right. So, we touched on base. And just to give you a little bit of some clear examples of base and how I want you to apply it, is with everything we learned, some of the main concepts that you've gotten is embracing communication, embracing the art of making approaches, embracing the art of going out, being more social in order to attract what you want, having the right energy, which is a lot of the feminine energy aspect for the men and women, which is focusing on your inner qualities, which you bring to the table, qualifying. But one of the big things is I don't want you to take no for an answer. Um, do not take no for an answer. This is the plus plus mind state. The plus plus mind state is I believe in myself and what I'm doing, and I'm going to take the actions to make it happen. And I'm not accepting any minuses. Now, the nature of life is you can't get everything you want. But I tell you one thing, ain't nobody say you couldn't try. Ain't nobody say you couldn't try. And that's what it's about. You can't accept no for an answer because if you accept no for an answer, all momentum stops. All opportunities for more stops. But as long as you keep taking action and believing and thinking of new ways, there's always an opportunity to get what you want. And if you use the numbers on your side, the world is yours. This is truly, truly, um, the gift that I want to give you in this course, right? Base is the cheat code, all right? The examples of base that I love to give is just anything where my mind was like nervous or new. Whenever I know I want something, but I know the only reason I'm not doing it is because my mind is telling me no. No R. Kelly style, but whenever it's my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes, right? We want to go beyond that and say, whenever my mind is telling me yes, right? But whenever my nervousness is telling me no, so when my nervousness or my anxiety is telling me no, but my true desire is saying yes, I got to act on it. And I want you to do this intentionally, meaning that even if you don't want to do it, just make yourself do it. Even if it's the right thing to not do it, just do it. Because I want you to build the habit of saying, of going the extra mile. All right. You got one guy that's afraid to talk to the girl. You got another guy that just jumps out there and talks to the girl. Right. That's two levels. Now, base is when when you go and talk to the girl and and she's not giving you necessarily the energy or any kind of making you question yourself, and you still act and operate in confidence, right? And you still try to get what you want out of life, meaning you say, you might try to add in a few extra words to be like, hey, look, man, give it a shot, we might have some fun. And then she might be like, no, and you're like, all right, cool, but I'm gonna go forward at the next one. But it's all about not accepting no. And I noticed that obviously not in a way where it's weird, but same thing for women, like obviously not in a rapey way, in a way that is for like ladies. If you see a guy and he's like, yeah, sorry, let's say he's being shy and you're talking to him, you still keep going. Like we can't let anxiety slow us down and stop us. Oh, I feel awkward now. Oh, he's being weird. Oh, now I don't want. No, no, no. Screw all of that. It's like you don't even see that. You have to learn to look at all those negative things come from a place of um, people just being nervous. Because the reality is, if you're normally and socially adapted, you should just be able to express yourself. It shouldn't be weird. It shouldn't be this overthinking. It shouldn't be this hesitancy. Most people that are very hesitant and squarish and don't want to interact, it's more of a reflection of them than it is of you. You see, people are carrying themselves with them everywhere they go. And if someone's boring with you, they're probably boring with everyone else too, for the most part. And if you're fun and someone's not reflecting that, you still got to stay fun. You still got to push that forward. And that's where magic happens. And whoever can't ride with you on the ride, too bad. But the cheat code isn't taking action and doing it at a level where you're not accepting no for an answer, right? Now, you look, if someone says no and they're not feeling you, that means you two aren't compatible, right? But you always at least shoot your shot. You always shoot your shot, right? And you put the numbers on your side. Simple as that. That's what base is the cheat code, is breaking past the social cage and jail that we have for ourselves. Our manners, our social mores all keep us stuck in this social cage that gives us all average normalcy. And the only way you can get more than the little bit of dog food that they put inside your cage is if you're willing to break out of that cage. Because that's the crazy thing about the mind is you're in your own mental cage. You have to break past that cage to manifest that what you want. It's very important. Okay. So in conclusion, this requires action, and communication is your path to the other side. Okay. Communication is you being willing to speak. And the more that you are willing to speak and you build comfort with speaking, you will magnetize everything you need to you. But the key thing is doing it intentionally. Like if I'm just speaking and speaking, I probably still will attract somebody, end up getting somebody. But if I say, all right, I'm attracting and I'm speaking, and I intentionally want to bring a beautiful person in my life, or what, a beautiful woman in my life, then I'm gonna double down and I'm gonna base and I'm gonna make things happen. I'm gonna get it quick. Period is that I'm gonna get it in abundance. And everyone's gonna look at you and be like, man, why does this guy have all these beautiful women around him all the time? Well, guess what? They don't see the reps you're putting in. They just see the results. You see, you might get rejected by 10, 15 girls. When you get that one and she's super cool and you bring her out and your friends see her, they don't see the 16 rejections. They just see the one gem that you have. And for you ladies out there, I know it's nerve-wracking talking to the guys. I know you deal with guys that are weird. I know there could be guys that are lame. You might feel like guys aren't approaching you. Well, build the numbers up. Be more social, right? When you see a guy that you're interested in and you want to say something, just say it. If you're too nervous to say anything and you just want to look at him, then look at him. But take action, right? And magical things are gonna happen. That guy that you normally is like, no way. I probably shouldn't go on a date with him. Just go on a date. Try it. That time somebody is like, yeah, he's nice, but he's not my type. Give him a chance. That's you taking the plus. Like, you know what? Let me just get the experience, get what's going on, and who knows? He might be cool, right? This is the art of getting out of your own way. We all naturally have a plus and a minus. We have something we want to do, but we have something that's blocking us from doing it. The only way you can move forward in the game of life from a place of base is when you remove the block and you just focus on this is what I want to do, so I'm doing it. You might not do it in that moment, but you're going to do it at some point because you know that you're doing it. There is no back and forth. There is strictly, I'm doing this. Oh, I feel tired, but I'm doing it. It's just a matter of me just, am I doing it now? But I'm doing it. That's the power of base. It is trusting your first thought, moving towards what you desire without looking back, doing it with an impetuous energy, right? And focusing on doing it in volume, right? And if you do that, the keys to attraction, dating, and relationships is right in your hands. All right. So if you want to keep up the momentum, I know some of you are like, man, what about those days when I'm down? What about those days when I'm not feeling it? Well, that's what the Pyramidian membership is for. So for any of you that want that daily fuel, weekly fuel, that's what I'm bringing. I'm bringing powerful concepts related to these courses, related to this information, powerful concepts. And I drop at least 1 to 2 videos a week, at least, right? And they're all designed to drive you forward, to have you be empowered, to get new ideas that fuel you to take that extra action versus stopping, right? And that's what it's about. And if you're not in the membership, watch the videos that I release, watch other powerful content. This is why personal development is important. That's why this is an ongoing journey, because it keeps you sharpened. It helps give you that fuel after you watch this course. Because once you're done watching this course, it's now in the past, right? This course is going to be in the past. So what's going to drive you to keep going forward when this is just a memory? You're going to need some, to keep putting things in front of you to keep driving you in your direction. But remember, you might not get there immediately, but it's the navigation system. You know where you're going. It's going to take a ride, but you're going to get there. So that's what I want you to do. Rewatch this course. You bought it. You have access to it. Even if I raise the price on this, you still have access to it. And at the end of the day, I want you to really learn this information. I want you to watch this again. Make sure to be in the 5D community on our website. And you can log in there for free and look at the updates. I'll put challenges in there for the people watching this to constantly keep you fueled up. But this is what base is about. All right. This is what base is about. And with that being said, I thank you so much for watching this. I thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Look, man, this is over 4 hours of content talking about different areas. Like I said, it might not be everything that you are going to do at one time or that you resonate with, but I want you to find the gems, because even if you utilize one of the things I talked about in these 4 hours, I guarantee your life will not be the same. And this is how transformation occurs. We broke down a lot. I don't want to overload you with too much. I had so many different points, so I had to figure out how to put it all together. But this is a good base. I have more courses, more different things to touch on. If you want me to do any videos on it, on any specific topics, make sure to let me know. You can let me know in the community, or you can email us at your5dtransformations@gmail.com. And I thank you for listening. Look, when you go out into that world today or tomorrow, depending if it's the morning or the daytime or if it's nighttime, you going into the night or you going into the day to attract the person you want, I want you to understand everything we talked about. And I want you to understand that taking action and not thinking too deep and just taking action, that will always give you magical results versus being stuck in your head. I just need you to know that. Action is what changed my life when it came to dating and relationships. I was done being that pretty boy that just sat back and tried to get girls to come to him. I was like, man, I want to be able to take action. Now, I love to relax still. So once you start to get better and better and you build that momentum, you can kind of relax. And now you start to attract them naturally. Women start to come to you, or guys start to come to you because you got this energy to you. But you got to build that energy. You got to build that vortex, got to build that momentum. So with that being said, I thank you for listening. It is the one and only 5D Transformations. You now have the tools of base. And I want you to base reality. I want you to base the matrix. I want you to base and attract and have, and presently, eventually, you will presently be in the life you desire. And everyone's going to look around and be like, how'd that happen? And you know what? You're going to know. And it's because you based. All right? Appreciate you listening. We'll talk soon. It's the one and only 5D Transformations. Peace.